people in general practice this control, fixation, obsession most in relationships.
Very steady, very dependable. You know, if your house is on fire, you will call him, that kind. Yeah. I was in a relationship with someone who was very fixated about my past, as in who I used to go out with.
I don't even know how to edit this. There's so many different moving parts, right?
Branches, branched out into many different areas.
Yeah.
This human nature to want to control how people think about us, how they will react to what we do, always with praise, honor, validation. I guess it's this natural human need for validation and to want to have the outcomes that we desire for whatever situation in life. Yeah. But that's just so setting yourself up for disappointment, right? To want to control things that are actually beyond your control.
Yeah. I think most things in life are really beyond our control. We think that we have control. We imagine that we have control, but we actually don't. Yeah.
Exactly.
Because you can do whatever you want to do, but then something can happen to you before.
Yeah.
And
you can make all these plans
and it's instant, right? That change. You don't have control over that,
Yeah.
So this control that we think that we have is so delusional. We imagine, right, that we have. And what you said earlier on about people wanting validation, I think that's all a lot of lie. I mean, we are just a bunch of kids in adult bodies, right? Looking for validation because not validated enough when we were children, not given that. We go around seeking, wanting more likes, wanting more
fishing
approval.
for compliments.
It's just
or doing things to get praise. Yeah. So it becomes a very disordered service. It's actually to glorify yourself, in a way.
Yeah. And yet we all do that. You know what I mean? Like unconsciously we just follow this path.
Yeah.
And everybody is striving to, I find that, this thing about validation, right? In the world that we live in, we always give the rich people, like people we perceive as having money, as being knowledgeable, as being better than us. And whoever, these influencers or people, billionaire or whoever, if they say something, everybody will must listen.
Correct.
But then this person, I mean, you can be rich and be stupid at the same time. And why do we listen to people just because their wealth is measured? And I think and everybody wants to be that. Everybody is like, everything that they do is for more money because they want to feel more powerful. And if you're perceived as wealthy or more powerful, then everybody will listen to you. And I think if you look at social media, right, everybody want to become an influencer. That's what they're all aiming for, to have that power, to try and control their destiny, so to speak, to become more powerful. Then the question is, are they using that position for good or not? Right? Because you can be at that position and use it for good, then that's good,
Yeah.
But there are a lot not using for good. I mean, what are they using for? We don't know.
Yeah.
So
I think what people post on social media in themselves are their way of controlling how people look at them, how people perceive them, right?
That's true.
The kind of pictures they choose, the way they edit it, and it's a manufactured It's a manufactured life that is most likely not fully authentic. I mean, sometimes it is very close to the truth,
Yeah.
But people who do it to gain likes and followers, it's almost like a work thing. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
no longer truth. It's just to quantify
Yeah.
how good I am as an account. Yeah.
Mm.
An
Yeah.
account holder. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think we've spoken about this before where people on social media use filters, right?
Mm.
Is to mask the real identity. So you don't see the real them. And I don't know how people come to terms with it because there will be people that you know. I mean, they're gonna see you and know that you don't look like that in your photos. So how? Like, there's only so much you can control, right? The perception of the public, you
I guess
can't
they're
hide.
controlling their own minds to think that it's okay. It's okay. I look like that. Yeah. As long as I think I look like that, I don't, it's almost like lying to themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I do look like that because I can look like that with this filter. So this is just a version of me. Yeah.
Mm.
So they've convinced themselves that this is true.
Mm.
Yeah. I feel that. That's why they're so comfortable with it. Yeah.
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 Yeah. It's quite strange, I find. Because there will be people who permanently use filters, right, for all of their photos. It's like, I mean, once in a while you put a cute filter, fine,
Mm.
that's just for fun. But permanently, right? And then when you meet the person, you go, huh? This one is the same? Same person? It's like, yeah.
And they never
The
age. That's the
yeah,
thing, is they never age.
yeah. They
Yeah.
don't want to age.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. And that's the thing people want to control.
yeah,
The youth factor.
yeah.
Whether it's through a simple filter, which is like, okay, lah, very superficial, or going through plastic surgery, yeah, doing all kinds of
Obsession.
things. Yeah.
Yeah,
Obsession with youth,
yeah.
uh, with looking what to the world is conventionally beautiful. What else? People control, well, I guess people might say that I control how I eat. Maybe they think I'm obsessed with, yeah, wanting to be of a certain size. Okay, maybe I concede. Yeah, I like to control that.
Ye- Uh, well, I mean, if you're doing it, okay, if people say you're controlling what you eat, but if you're doing it for good, for your health, I would consider it as discipline rather than control.
Kind.
Right? I mean,
You're suddenly wearing your friend filter. It's like, oh, I'm saying all the right things. That's what I think. But then I'm full of myself, right? I mean, we all have this ego thing that whatever we do, we choose is always right. What? Otherwise, why are we doing it? We don't want people to think we're stupid, right?
but what you're doing is
So,
not a bad thing. That's my
correct. I
point.
feel that,
Yeah.
yeah. And it shows in the blood work. So,
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
I eat whatever I want, my blood work is not as good. My
Mm.
triglycerides level is not good. Yeah.
Mm.
So to me, that's indicative of not just wanting to control size, but like you say, well-being.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you're doing it for good for your health, you're looking at it as a long-term goal, I
Mm.
wouldn't use the word control. Control has a very, maybe because control has a very negative connotation to it. So calling it discipline is much
Discipline is a very,
nicer
very, yeah,
for positive thing.
diplomatic way of putting it.
Yeah, it's for something positive. I mean,
Mm.
let's say if you control your diet because you want to, I don't know, I can't even think
Fit
of
into certain clothes,
yeah, if I can't
or
even think
for
of
the approval of some people.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah.
But let's
Then
say you are
that's not healthy. Yeah.
runway model, right?
Yeah.
And to keep your job, you have to
Yeah.
control your diet.
Yeah.
and you become very unhealthy in the process, it's not a good, then that's a negative thing, right?
Right.
It's not a good thing.
Yeah.
And I don't, yeah, I mean, when people say that they judge you for controlling your diet, they're also trying to control you. They're trying to control what you should be eating and how you should behave. They want you
Yeah.
to behave the way they behave,
Correct. Correct.
So
Yeah.
that comes from control. When
Yeah.
people say that, oh, you're crazy for eating like that, that's a form of control.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
To wanting to make me conform, right?
Yes.
Yeah. To
Yes.
what to them is normal.
Mm.
Mm,
Mm.
yeah. Um, how about obsessions? Do you have any obsession? I don't think healthy people have obsession.
Mm. Yeah. I mean, I don't think I'm only okay, I wouldn't even call it obsession. Like I would have like if I like a certain thing that I enjoy eating, like these few days I've been buying from Salad Wrap or Salad Stop, which is just across the street from me, right?
Mm. I
So
love those. Yeah.
I'm like
Mm.
I will be eating it like for a stretch,
It's like
like
a
maybe a whole week.
phase. Yeah. Like a
So
new favorite thing.
yeah, so I wouldn't call it obsession.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a new favorite thing.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's not unhealthy.
Yeah.
It's actually quite good. They put really good ingredients in there.
Mm.
So then I don't consider it obsession. Am I obsessed with maybe taking care of my pets right now because they're not well, like the dog? So
It's
no,
an
it wouldn't be
obsession.
obsession.
No, it's a responsibility that you
Yeah,
carry out with love.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
Um, I think there are people who are obsessed with uh, their children. Like,
mm,
my children are like my little gods.
mm.
Yeah. So weird as it sounds, I think they don't even realize it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there are people who are constantly praising their own children
And they
in
do everything
conversation.
for the children. Like, yeah, their whole life revolves around their children.
Yeah. And I think sometimes people get that way because they have nothing else. Like all the energies are just devoted to their children. But the unfortunate thing is, I mean, one of your kids is going to screw up somehow, right? They're going to do something that's going to upset you. Then your entire pers- your entire worldview, right, of your life is just going to be topsy turvy because you think that you are bringing up this perfect human being when you're not, right? And then yeah, I think it happens very frequently or very often with like stay-at-home moms with nothing else on the side that they're
Mm,
doing. They're just
mm, mm,
constantly about their children.
mm.
I mean,
Like their projects, they're almost like their human projects.
yeah, it's not healthy. I feel like even if you're a housewife, you must have a
Yeah.
side quest. You must have
Correct.
something that belongs to you because you can't just put 100% of your energy on your children and then you don't have anything. I mean, once the kids leave the home, you're going to be so disappointed because they are not going to call you. Your kids being kids, right? Once they are free and they
Mm,
have the means to be free, they're not going to call you. They're not going to, like be your best friend, kind of
mm,
thing. Um, so yeah, it can be an obsession. And I think a lot of people go down that route.
mm.
Unfortunately, it's usually the mothers because they are the stay-at-home parent.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have friends who actually, I have a friend, his father, actually, he's not a mother. He was a colleague before. He's very different now than when he was not a father. Like when he was not a father, when we had lunch, we always had so much to talk about, and I felt there was this real connection with him as a friend. Yeah, I mean,
Mm.
straight guy. there's nothing, other than a platonic friendship. And I really treasured that. But now that he's a dad, off and on, but because of how things have become, we've not met up for a long, long time. It's become like he comes as a package, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I'm friends with his wife too, and that's fine. Yeah, but the kid comes along, and always the kid comes along. I mean, okay, I understand there are families that are very close knit, that they have to do everything together. You know, even meeting someone like me who I don't have a kid or whatever, but that's fine. I don't mind the presence of your kid, but he becomes like almost like a nanny in the gathering. Like, say the three of us with four lah, with the kid, just four of us. The wife and I will be the ones talking. And I actually really also want to catch up with him because originally he's my friend. He was the original connection. And there are a lot of things that I also want to, talk to him about.
Yeah.
But he's so obsessed with his child that he's always either running after her or okay, she's reached the age where she doesn't do all these things. Sometimes she gets bored, she will want to go outside and wander around, then he will like excuse himself and go off. And when we are talking, he's like, she always has a book with her, and he will be like, yeah. So he's talking to her, he's engaging with her. And I got so frustrated. Of course, I never showed it. I just went through the motions, and then now I don't even want to initiate a meetup anymore because it's like, huh? You're not even there. You're there, but you're not there.
Yeah.
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 So I find that he's a bit obsessed with his daughter. I find. I've never said this to anyone. Actually, I did. I said it to someone, a mutual friend, and she was quite surprised that I said that. Because she said, "Oh, we do hang out quite often because she has a kid too, so they go swimming or something." And she said, "Really? You find that?" I said, "Yes, he's not there. He is not there. He's there, but he is not there. Don't you find it?" And she said, "No, leh." Then I was like, okay, maybe because you have a kid, so that's how everyone behaves. That shouldn't be the way. I think it's, in a way, it borders on disrespect for the people who have come together for a purpose.
Yeah.
I'm not saying your child is not important, but hey, at least join the conversation.
Yeah.
And every little thing she says or needs, gone. His attention will just flip. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very bad.
I think a lot of people don't know how to do proper parenting. They feel like if my child asks for attention, I should give it immediately. It's a very is a misconception. That's not how you parent your child. Because you're not teaching your child patience. You are teaching your child instant gratification. And your child will never be able to understand why they cannot get that thing that they want now.
Yes.
If you give the
Or
attention
why I can't get your attention now. Yeah. Yeah.
It's not
and that's even
healthy.
harder. Yeah.
It's not healthy. Even if you watch Caesar Milan, right? How he disciplines dogs. He says your dog come to you doesn't mean you have to give it attention. The dog must learn how to wait and respect your space.
You're the pack leader. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, if dogs can learn that, then children
Dogs are
should
better.
children should also learn.
Of course, it will benefit them so much.
Yeah. There is this huge misconception. I feel this is very present in Asian culture more than anywhere else. They feel like, oh, my parents did not pay attention to me when I was a child. Now I have a child, I'm going to give 100%. But you're not doing your kid any favors. You don't know the
You're
right
very
way.
right in saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he had a very difficult childhood. Yeah, so it's I'm going to do the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is not the right way, you know.
Correct. And amazing is the wife can just totally ignore, but he can't.
Yeah,
It's so weird. And
yeah.
I have a cousin who's like that too. Man also, no.
Mm.
Yeah.
With their daughters, is it?
No. This one is son.
Ah,
Sons. Yeah.
okay.
It's like he's there, but he's not there. He's forever chasing them, running around, talking to them,
Yeah,
maybe talking to them, and not in the adult space at all.
yeah, yeah.
I, that's
It's
to me, it's an obsession.
it's
Yeah.
also a form of control, right?
Mm.
You're trying to control the direction of you want something back from your kid. You want your kid to see you as a perfect parent. Some parents find it very hard when their kid says, I hate you.
Mm. Mm.
Um, and they go like, oh, how can you say that? You know, how can you say you hate me? You know, I've been the best parent to you and blah, 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 right? It's a form of like when
Mm.
you give everything to your kid all the time, it's a form of control. It's like bribery. I give you this
Mm.
so that you will see that I'm such a good person. It's like kids playing with kids lah. That means the parent hasn't grown up to know that, hey, you know, as a parent, you need to have that steady presence.
Yes.
And that presence means respect. That presence also means that there is a time and place for everything. This is like completely no time and space for anything.
Correct.
It's just everything 100% is the
There's
kid.
no balance. Yeah.
It's
There's
it's teaching
no,
wrong values. Yeah.
yeah, like you got to have independence.
Yes.
Everyone must be independent of
Yes.
the others. In
Yes.
a way, there has to be some space for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
your kid must sometimes know there are certain uh occasions and events that you don't go to
Yeah.
because maybe
Exactly.
we want to talk about adult things.
Yeah.
I mean, what happened to that? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, things that children shouldn't be listening to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or are you saying that we shouldn't be talking about things that are not good for children at all? I mean, sometimes it can't be helped.
Yeah.
You may be
Yeah.
talking about something, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's none of their business.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're there.
Yeah.
I never bothered to, initiate. It's very, very sad because it was a very nice friendship we had.
Mm.
Oh, yeah. And he always struck me as someone very grounded, very steady, very dependable. If your house is on fire, you will call him that kind of, yeah. But now he's like totally, the
Your house can burn, I don't
brain has
care.
been, yeah, kidnapped by his daughter. She really stole his brain.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is, yeah, not healthy. It's not healthy when people become obsessed with their role, obsessed with, because at the end of the day, your children are really not your children.
And you're mollycoddling them.
Yeah.
You're not teaching them their boundaries.
Yeah.
I'm going to create boundaries for you too. Yeah. You can't
Mm.
always encroach in my time,
Yeah.
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 But there's no, yeah, it's like always I must be there. So now you can never tell her, no, this one you cannot go. You can never tell her that now. She's not going to understand it because thanks to
Exactly.
you, yeah, you've
Exactly.
created this problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I think when children don't know how to wait, like, like I'm sure you've been out with friends where like they have kids running around, then a kid like tap on a mom's shoulder, want to interrupt the conversation, right?
Mm.
Like if my kid does that, I will always say wait
Yes.
for me to finish,
Correct.
right?
Like
And
I'm
then I
talking
will,
to someone.
yeah, right? So, but when the parent immediately gives the attention to the kid, I go like, oh my God,
Yeah. One of those.
it's like, oh,
Yeah.
But then they will say things like, oh, you mean you believe in the old-fashioned way of parenting where kids, what's that term? Kids should not be seen, kids should
Oh,
not be heard or
should,
whatever. I
yeah.
can't,
Can be seen but not heard.
yeah, or something like that.
Yes.
But I say it's not that extreme. It's more about teaching them what is the right thing to do.
It's polite to interrupt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And there was once I went for the wake of his wife's mother. And then when I parked my car, I happened to walk past my friend and the daughter. They were sitting away from the wake goings on, and she was crying. So I walked past and said, "Hey, you're here." I said, "Oh, okay." I said, "Oh," then I thought she was very sad because grandmother died or what, very close or what. So I said, "Oh, she must have been very close to grandma." And then he said lah, okay, yeah, her heart is very, very soft. So okay, and I thought, oh, what a sweet child. Then I said, I'll go and say hi to wife, right? And pay my respect. So I went off to the wake. Then later on, when we were all sitting together around a table, the daughter, wife, him, and a few other friends from elsewhere, then the wife herself said, uh, Papa needs to entertain the people. You cannot always have, him with you all the time. Then I realized he was lying to me. She was upset because he was busy or
Oh
she was
wow.
busy. And she also said, Mommy also needs to, take care of things. It's a wake. You must understand that. I was like, oh, in my head, I was thinking,
Wow.
no, yeah. Like I felt very betrayed, to tell you the truth. And I was like, I have lost you as
Mm.
a friend. I'm very sad to say. I mean, I will remember all the kindness you showed me, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know when you're gonna come back.
Yeah. But in I mean, you being honest about your feeling about this, right? About the situation. There are a lot of parents out there who will perceive what you say as what you said because you don't have kids.
Yes,
They will
of
say
course.
like,
I'm an easy
or,
target.
or you don't know what you're
Of
talking about
course
because you don't
lah,
have
yeah,
kids.
yeah.
Yeah. But
But you have a kid.
yeah, I have a
You
kid
can
and
give me your views.
I don't think people should be so obsessed with their kids lah, ultimately. It's not healthy for the
Yeah,
kid, not for you. Yeah, is there must be a boundary. That boundary is very
yeah,
important. Yeah.
yeah. And the attention cannot always be on the kid, please.
Yes.
Like at that round table, in the end it became, oh, uh, what's she doing? She's creating a little quiz or a little game or whatever. Like, oh, she's so clever, she's so creative. Okay, I'm not like being jealous of a kid, but in the end, the adults also can't even talk, you know. It became like, then I got nothing to say. So then I left after a while. Yeah.
But honestly, this message is for the whole world, to all the parents. When you praise your kids, saying your kid is so clever, nobody cares. Only you care. Nobody cares.
Yeah, and it's good that you care. Yes, it's
Yeah,
good. And
it's
you
good
should
that
tell
you
them that you
care.
care. Yes.
Yeah, but everyone else, we
Yeah.
are bored, right? We're bored with whatever you are saying about your kid. We don't care. You know, sometimes I hear other parents, right, telling me, praising their own kid and telling me about it. I'm like, oh, should I just jump in and also talk about my kid? I'm like, "Ugh, I really can't be bothered.
Yeah,
It's
but
not
that's
because
not
I
being
don't,
you. Yeah.
yeah,
You wouldn't do that.
it's not I don't care about my kid, but there's no point. Why? Like, am I doing this for myself, or are you need to tell the whole world your kid is good? Like, what is that? What is missing that you have to keep saying it? Are you trying to convince yourself?
Yeah.
It makes me question all these things, like what is really going on with you when you
I
keep
don't
talking
know.
about, yeah,
I don't know. Yeah.
yes,
And that posture is like always, the
mm,
kid, and it's almost become you've closed yourself.
yeah,
I hope you sure don't close yourself to your wife.
yeah,
Yeah, because that would be devastating. Yeah.
yes, yeah. I can just see the trajectory of that whole
I don't
dynamics.
know lah. Hmm.
Ugh,
Yeah lah. whatever, not my business.
Yeah. But I mean, these sort of parenting can cause a lot of problems in a marriage. Okay, what other fixations?
Control.
I think
Okay.
if anything, I feel I should be more fixated or obsessed with something.
That's an interesting idea. Why do you obsess over me?
I sometimes I ask myself, am I not don't I have I mean I have interests. I have strong interests, like I have strong desires.
Mm.
And sometimes I ask myself, maybe I'm not obsessed enough about it. That's why it's not happening or it's not
No.
where I think it should be going, you know.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I mean that's
I
just something in my mind.
I mean, it's good you brought that up because I feel an obsession is a disordered
Mm.
desire for something.
Oh yeah.
So
Okay.
it's disordered.
Mm,
Desires are very good, right?
mm, mm.
Interests are very
Yeah.
good. But they cannot, once they become disordered, a
Mm.
lot of bad things will happen. It will not end well.
That's
Yeah.
true.
So I think hang on to your healthy desires and your interests. Yeah, because it's a very ordered way of, oh, this fuels me, it makes me fulfilled,
Mm.
it
Yeah.
brings joy. That's
Yeah.
very, very good.
Yeah.
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 It should stay that way.
Mm.
Nothing should be an obsession.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. And
Mm.
even good things can be, if they're an obsession, they become bad. They turn bad. Yeah.
Mm.
Like fanatical, right?
Yeah.
When you're
Yeah.
fanatical, even about, I don't know,
Even about
being
spiritual
good,
things. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
doing good, you become scrupulous. You become so like, no, I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have thought that.
Yeah.
I must go for confession now. And then it's a disordered,
Yeah.
then it becomes disordered. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So we are not meant to be like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
are meant to live in a way that, yeah, gives us balance.
Mm.
Yes, by all means, pursue always the good things,
Mm.
but not at the expense of, yeah, balance
Mm.
and order.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
true. Fixation. I once was in this relationship with someone who is so fixated with being better than me
Oh,
in anything and everything.
wow.
Even a
The
simple
competitive one.
even a simple game on
That's
the phone.
awful.
Yeah. So it like we'll be playing this game on the phone, right? And I go, oh, I have this score. Then after that, there's silence, very quiet, because he is trying to beat my score. I'm like, that's so
Oh
unhealthy.
no.
This is not a relationship anymore. When you have to be so obsessed about being better, right? It's something is wrong. Something
Yeah.
is wrong. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I was in a relationship with someone who was very fixated about my past, as in who I used to go out with, um, what happened during the relationship, and like details, like why, like
Yeah.
if it bothers you, better not to know, right?
Yeah.
But it bothered him, but it's as if knowing, I don't know, like made it better or worse, I don't know, or he enjoyed the torture, I don't know. Yeah. And it was terrifying. It was,
Yeah.
yeah, traumatic. It was traumatic.
I think it's a way for people to control the narrative.
But it's
Like,
already happened. That is the one thing you cannot control. Something that has already happened. It's gone. The
yeah,
train has left.
that's the thing. Because this person doesn't know about your past, so this person wants to know your past so that they can piece the story together and formulate their own
Ah,
idea. So it's a control of
their
a
own
narrative.
conclusion. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that they can be
Mm,
okay.
I see.
You know, if they don't have that, I mean, this
Okay.
is really an obsession. Scary,
Yes.
right? Scary.
Yes. And
Fixated.
okay, never mind that this thing you say, okay, so they can control the narrative. That's fine. Okay, if that's your coping mechanism. But it's more to weaponize it.
Mm.
Yeah. And so it's obsession on both levels about what happened, and then obsession with weaponizing it.
Mm.
Oh,
It's like you did this in a past relationship.
no,
Why are you
yeah,
not doing with me
no
now?
win, no win.
Ah,
You
it's
you you cannot
tough.
win one. Yeah,
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 that's tough.
yeah.
It's like competing with this invisible. It's like being in a relationship with someone and that person thinks that you're being unfaithful, right? So
Yes,
he's competing with this invisible enemy.
yes.
Yeah. Similar to
Very
people
destructive.
who
Yeah.
have like a spouse who pass away, right? And then they
Okay.
start dating, and then this new person
The
that comes
ghost
into
is
your life will
always
keep
there.
asking about
Really? Yeah. I don't know.
yeah, similar to that.
Okay. It's a
Yeah.
syndrome, I think. The dead
Yeah.
wife syndrome.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing.
What happened
Yeah.
to this person? Has this person married and
Married. Not don't know if still married, but married. I'm not sure whether he has children. I'm not sure.
mm,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Might be quite tough, yeah.
Oh,
To
very tough.
continues with that kind of mentality in a marriage or new relationship.
I'm glad I
Mm,
didn't marry him.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but I think people in general practice this control fixation obsession most in relationships. It comes up in relationships. And it's the most obvious, right?
Mm.
Other things you can't really I mean other things other than, people being
Yeah.
got the what do you call that? Obsessive compulsive behavior.
Yeah. But that's
Um
more a clinical
yeah,
to a point, right? Yeah.
yeah,
It's a mental disorder.
yeah.
Yeah, like you say, relationships for sure.
Mm,
One wanting to control the other, or both wanting to control each other, control who you see, who are your friends,
yeah,
what are your interests, what time you
yeah,
come back,
yeah,
even what you eat, maybe, I don't know, how you
yeah.
dress.
I think how you dress is a very common one. How you dress, but I also feel sometimes, not all couples, but sometimes people start behaving this way because the other person give them a reason to
Yeah,
distrust.
yeah, yeah,
It can, and then the person becomes so
correct.
insecure, right? That
Yeah,
they,
yeah, sure. Yeah.
yeah, so it can
There
happen.
must be some trigger lah.
Yeah,
Yeah. And
yeah,
sometimes the other person may not even realize.
yeah,
Yeah, it was like a harmless thing, or so
yes,
that person thought. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, it's true.
yeah,
It's true. Yeah.
yeah.
Even friends can be very controlling
Oh
towards
yeah,
each other. Like, who are you friends with? If that
yeah,
person is not my friend, or I have bad blood with that person, you better not be friends with that person.
yes.
Yeah. Or it will upset me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll see it as a betrayal. Yeah.
It sounds so primary school or kindergarten, right? But
Yeah.
adults do it too. It's
Yes.
crazy.
It's very, very real. Yeah.
It's like, what?
Yeah.
You're not eight, you know?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's like, if I don't agree with her idea, you as my friend also better do the same, okay? You don't support her. You support her means you're not my friend. Yeah.
The idea of friendship is very warped
Yes.
when people become like that.
Yeah.
It's I think it boils down to being so emotionally immature, right? At the end of the day.
Or even people who feel that, hey, she was my friend first. Then later you became closer to her, but you didn't kind of tell me that you started hanging out. I will take offense to that too. What do you think?
I had an experience like that with someone who I was very close to her, then she also has she's not from Singapore, but she also has another Singapore good friend, right? So two of us are good friends, but we rarely meet, like rarely three of us. So it's one-on-one with me or one-on-one with her.
Sure.
So when she left Singapore, then this friend
Mm,
in
reached
Singapore
out
and I,
to you.
we met up, right? We had a few
Yeah.
meals together.
Okay.
She was upset.
Mm.
She said something like like I don't know
Left
who
her
she
out.
accused lah, like
Oh.
hijacked the friendship.
Mm.
I thought that's really bizarre. And then from then on, that friend just stopped contacting me. I never met her, and it's been a long
Oh.
time. I've never met
Okay.
her for a meal. I, I yeah, I just found that very strange. I
Do you
found
feel that either one of you should have just told her, hey, we're catching up? Thanks to you, we kind of now are connected, and
mm.
just to let you know we're catching up. Would that have helped, do you think?
We did tell her. I mean, we took a photo of us and sent it to her. But I think the problem is she might have something where maybe she's afraid that we're talking about her
Oh,
because she's like the common denominator, right? So
okay.
she might have a fear that we're talking about her or we're discussing her.
Oh,
I mean, the subject of her will inevitably come up. She's a mutual
yeah,
friend. Of course she will come up, but we're not
yeah.
gonna like gossip about you, right?
Correct,
I mean,
correct.
we care.
She's your friend. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know what was the background. I mean, why she did that. And I left it as it is. Like I didn't pursue. I just thought, okay, I'm not going to. After all, she doesn't live here. It's not like I'm going to see her
Yeah.
so often.
That helps, the
Yeah.
distance.
So I
Yeah.
just let it be.
Yeah.
And but interestingly, I thought the other friend took her words very seriously. Her other friend, right, took her words very and never contacted me ever again.
Mm.
Not even a text.
So
And I
sad
thought, oh
though.
wow, okay. So I just let it be lah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. Clear signals are always appreciated. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Which is quite strange, right? I mean,
It is. It is.
it's
Yeah.
actually that one thing that surprised me about this friend because I never knew that she was like that. I never knew like
Oh.
she would think this way because she's
Oh.
been a really good friend all this time,
Okay.
and then suddenly this thing come up. I'm like,
Wow.
I had this question mark, like, huh? What's this? Like, where's it coming from?
It's like very possessive of her friends. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
She's very strange. So yeah, so I had that experience.
Okay.
Yeah. Yourself?
I've not had this experience, but a very close friend of mine was very upset with a friend, with two friends,
Mm,
because they didn't know each other before. It was through her that they got acquainted, and then they started hanging out without her.
okay.
And she said, like, never even tell her that they became close. So her point is that they should have at least just told me, we're hanging out, because it seems as if they're doing it behind my back or secretly or whatever. Yeah, that was her point. But honestly, to me, it doesn't matter lah. If they're gonna be friends, let it be. They don't owe you,
Yeah.
an announcement, right?
Yeah.
They
It's not
don't.
like they're
They
getting
don't.
married.
Honestly, they don't. Correct. Yeah, it's not like I'm dating your ex-husband, or I mean that
Yeah.
maybe you may even want to say, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
but you're all just friends.
Yeah.
And it's nice when friends of yours get together. I,
Yeah.
I always think that's quite nice.
Yeah.
And yeah,
It's
but they never
interesting.
included her, and they always, in the end, started hanging out without her. Yeah.
Okay.
So, which also I think that is a bit strange. They could have included her since she is the common denominator, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I
But do you all know how the friendship between them sparks? Because sometimes they may have a common interest, then they do
yes,
something together because of the common
yes,
interest,
they
and
have
then it
common
just
interests.
develop into a
They have
friendship,
common
right?
interests. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, and that friend may not enjoy being doing that common interest thing.
So it became very, very bad that my friend stopped seeing either of them, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. Then recently, because I also know one of them, not close lah, just like, yeah, sometimes three of us might have lunch. So this other woman, she texted and said, "Hey, let's get together, the three of us." Then I know how my friend is feeling. Because we have a little group chat, okay? So then my friend didn't answer at all. Because I saw the text like an hour or so later. So I thought, okay, that's quite a long time that had no answer, right, from my friend. So I thought, okay, maybe she's busy at work. So I answered. I said, hey, yeah, it'll be nice, you know. Then my friend didn't answer for like a long, long time. I was thinking, hey, come on. In my heart, I was thinking, don't be like that. I think she's in a way saying, let's move on, you know, in a way, you know, I don't know. Yeah. After the end of the day, then she texted. She said, yeah, that date is fine for me. Um, but no, you know, very terse. Yeah. But the other friend was very effusive. She said, oh, great, good to hear that. Let me know where you all want to meet, what time, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Did it happen in the end?
So we are going to meet like
Okay.
next week. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But my close friend and I don't know how to broach it. So I say, just leave it. She didn't say anything to me like, hey, why she asked us to go out for lunch? She didn't say anything. Yeah. So I
Okay.
said, just let it be lah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I find it quite interesting that people will keep track of who knows who first. I don't think I ever even know
Yeah.
how people are.
Unless people ask you, how do you know her? Then you will
Yeah, then I go
recall,
like,
yeah, the
oh yeah, you
connection.
know, I met her through.
Yeah.
But I will not
Correct.
keep track as to like
Correct.
who
Correct.
knew who first and then
Yes.
who hang out with who first. Or
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't
Yeah.
think. I
And
think
it happens. You know, life
yeah,
happens. Sometimes people just click.
yeah,
You
and
can't
it's
explain, and then they become very, very close. Yeah, in
yeah,
the end.
and
Yeah.
you should be happy that they are close, right? Like
Correct.
they have
It's a
found
good
friendship.
thing. Yeah.
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 So yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. And in fact, this uh friend who my close friend said betrayed her, she actually kind of apologized to her already. She said,
Mm,
my friend told me, yeah, the husband, because their husbands are also close. So the husband of the other woman called my friend's husband and said, hey, you know, haven't seen y'all for a while. Is everything okay? Like, is it like almost like want to make up, you know, to say, hey, if we upset you, we're sorry or whatever. And then, but my friend said, "Aya, she wasn't sorry lah. She didn't even actually say the word sorry." Yeah,
wow.
they said it's more the husband was talking anyway. Didn't really say much. It's like, oh, okay lah. But
Wow.
okay lah, I'm not the one going through it, so
Yeah.
I don't want
But
to
I mean,
judge.
definitely there's a lot of like inner woundings coming from this. And it's
Yeah,
more than just this friend lah. It doesn't yeah, it's more than just it's like maybe feeling of abandonment more than anything else. You know,
I
it's
honestly don't know where that comes from.
yeah, because
Yeah,
it sounds it doesn't it doesn't make sense
yeah,
to be so upset about your two
yeah,
friends.
yeah. And they were very close. They would
Mm,
go on holidays together. They almost every weekend they will hang out. Yeah, like
mm,
occasionally I will join them. Yeah,
mm.
so I
Yeah,
was like the occasional extra
yeah,
guest. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Sounds like a abandonment issue.
mm.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. What
Mm.
are your current
Obsessions.
okay,
You
let's look at the positive uh
okay?
no, will we call it obsession? No lah.
No lah.
Latest thing that you like very
Oh,
much.
keep thinking food. Okay, I've discovered this brand of keto ice gelato called
Okay.
Jammies.
Okay.
Jamm apostrophe Jammy apostrophe. Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, Jammies. It's started by two local women
Okay.
who were sick and tired of trying to find ice cream that was healthier, I guess.
Mm,
Yeah,
mm.
that didn't have so much sugar and fat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they
Yeah.
decided to make their own. So
Ah.
they came up with the formula, the
Okay.
flavors, everything, the recipe
This is Singapore
in
brand.
Singapore. And they are fairly young women, I think in their 30s,
Okay.
pair of sisters, if I'm not wrong, and very attractive women. Yeah. Um, so they thought, okay, it's going to be a small batch business, cottage industry thing. But it has grown so much. They are now like available in little farms,
Oh,
in I'm sure a lot of other like organic type supermarkets.
okay.
Of course, they have an online store you can buy directly from them.
Okay.
They've got quite a few flavors of the pine gelato. They have it in smaller cups too. They have it in like the Magnum style,
Ah,
chocolate coated outside. Yeah. And they also make like gummies.
okay.
I think some cookies as well. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. So
And
truly
it's all
very, very clean. Yeah.
okay.
No dairy, no sugar. They use monk fruit, I think.
Mm, mm,
Um, the milk is from almond milk.
mm,
Yeah, yeah. So
mm.
very natural and very clean. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So when I want to treat myself, because it's not as inexpensive as normal ice cream.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't buy it very frequently. Yeah, but
Mm.
yeah, that's like and I've been like introducing it to people who want to enjoy an indulgence, but yeah, don't want to the bad calories.
Mm. Okay. Okay. Ah.
Jammies, gelato. Yeah,
Okay. I'll check it out.
yeah, go check them out. The two founders, very interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. My latest obsession. Maybe okay, not obsession, but what I read up quite a bit on uh ever since we had Cheryl on, right, where
Mm.
Dr. Cheryl, she talked about
Yeah.
balsamic vinegar, and then when you eat
Mm.
bread and it
Yes.
breaks down the sugar, right?
Right.
So I experimented with like if I have a meal that has
Mm.
carbs,
Mm.
like rice or pasta or noodle,
Mm.
after the meal, I would take like maybe 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar and add water, and I'll drink it. Firstly, like a palate cleanser.
Mm.
Secondly, I can feel that I don't have the sugar crash,
Mm.
and it really helps to digest the
Mm.
carbs, and it
Oh.
lowers your blood sugar,
Okay.
and I feel so much better for it.
Mm.
So I've been doing that in the past maybe 2 weeks, 1.5 weeks, and I feel so good after that. And um, now, I mean, then because of that, I've started to bake my pasta.
Mm.
I'll have I put pasta in a pan, uncooked pasta in a pan, add water. I put sardines, tomato paste,
Mm.
mush it all up, bake it. Comes out
Mm.
perfect. Then I'll add
Mm.
the veg on top, and it's really nice. And then I
Okay.
have
So you don't have to boil the pasta first. It cooks in the same way.
yeah,
Okay.
and is
Nice.
I just put 200 degrees, 20 minutes,
Okay.
in the air fryer,
Okay.
and then you can control how much pasta you want to put, right?
Easier also,
Yeah,
yeah, to make.
it's
Yeah.
like really a one tray meal. Just
Okay.
put it
Okay.
in,
It's almost
and
like a
then
lasagna of
yeah,
sorts,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
yeah. And
Okay.
so it's great, so I have that for lunch. It's so easy to make. I just put it in, and then I continue working.
Okay.
And And so that I don't get the crash where I feel like, "Oh, I'm so sleepy after
Mm,
carbs," I would take the apple cider
mm,
vinegar. I'm like,
okay.
ooh, this is great.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice. I
yeah.
take that in the morning. Yeah,
Mm,
yeah.
yeah. On
Okay.
an empty stomach or
I drink it with warm water. So I add 1 teaspoon into a mug of warm water. And then
okay,
that's the first thing I drink before
okay.
I eat my eggs. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And the other thing I'm kind of like quite into now are three types of noodles. Egg white noodles,
Oh,
um, tofu noodles,
okay.
and the last one you probably have heard, seaweed kelp
Yeah,
noodles. Yeah.
yeah.
So they are like 1 gram carbs,
Ah,
very, very low carb. There's considered keto. Yeah.
yeah,
So if I want to eat noodles,
yeah.
let's say my family wants to go to eat laksa or something, I actually bring my own noodles.
Ah,
So
okay.
we'll go to the laksa store, everybody will order, and then I'll just tell them kosong, as in don't put the noodles, just everything else. And then I'll bring my own noodles and I put it in. And I don't even need to cook the noodles because it's one of those pre-cooked. You just drain out the water and just add it to whatever soup, gravy, or
Ah,
whatever meat you want to add to it.
okay.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So I
Oh,
also bought sardines, like the tuna, different types of tuna, canned tuna,
yeah,
yeah, to eat it
yeah.
with, or abalone,
Mm,
yeah,
mm,
or I have a miso soup mix thing
mm,
that if I want a soupy
yeah.
noodle bowl, then yeah, I'll do that.
Looks
Yeah,
like we have the
or with
same
egg.
things. It looks like we
Yeah.
have the same things in our cupboard. I also have miso. I also have
Yeah.
abalone. So
We are
funny.
actually very similar, strangely.
Yeah.
If you pursue um a certain, like a parallel path, it's not the same path, it's
Mm,
like considered parallel, then all the things you need will be similar, right? And
that's
yeah, all
true.
the things that you adopt will be
Yeah.
quite similar too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
that.
The other thing that might be interesting to you and maybe not so expensive would be the mung bean noodle,
Ah,
the Vietnamese one you
okay.
can buy. It's
Yes,
it's high
yes,
high protein also and it's cheap because
yes,
it's available everywhere. It's not so
yes.
rare like egg white
But you have
noodle.
to boil it, right?
Yeah, you do have to boil
Yeah.
it.
I don't want to turn
Actually
on my
no, you can
stove.
no, actually you can
Oh,
soak it in
just
hot
pour.
water.
Okay,
Mm.
okay.
So I
That's
soak it in
easy.
hot water and then it's enough. You soak it long enough so
Okay.
it's soft. Yeah.
Okay.
That's
That
good.
one tastes a bit like tang hoon, right?
Yes, yes, yes. I
Okay.
think it is. It is tang hoon, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
people
also
like to
nice.
use that for salads, like
Yes.
a Thai salad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very fresh, right?
Mm,
Thai
yeah.
salad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the wraps.
Yeah.
Vietnamese wraps. They put that as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's
Food.
this almond milk I love very, very much. It's called Mandole,
Mm.
Mandole. It's from a family farm, and it's only got 3 ingredients: almonds, spring water, and sea salt.
Ah,
No
okay.
other like gums or
Yeah.
corn syrup or
Yeah.
anything. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, and
Mm.
it tastes so good
Mm.
because they put a lot of almonds. I think the
Yeah.
almond proportion is very high. So there's that
Yeah.
creaminess, that oiliness to it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
That's my other obsession now.
Yeah.
Mandole, unsweetened almond milk.
I will attempt to make.
Your own almond milk.
It's quite easy actually.
Okay.
It's just that you need time to do it lah.
Easy for you lah.
Yeah. Because I have the blender, right?
Ah,
My
okay.
high-powered blender, so I can actually
Okay.
do it. Just get the
Okay.
organic almond
Nice.
from a scoop and
Mm,
can easily make.
okay.
Yeah. I'm actually growing
Okay.
my own sprouts.
Oh,
So easy. Mung bean, right? It's just
I love sprouts.
yeah.
Yeah, I love
So
sprouts. Yeah.
so I always have sprouts at home. It's either been grown or it's been harvested. I put in the fridge And I did some research yesterday, and apparently you're not supposed to eat it raw
Is
because
it?
if you grow at home,
Oh, the
bacteria
bacteria.
can fester. So you're supposed
Okay.
to at least
Okay.
pour hot water
Okay.
or
Yeah,
whatever.
that makes
So
sense.
I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I better do that. So I've been doing
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, lately just
Nice.
at least hot
Nice.
water.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. At one time, TikTok was my obsession. But you know, um, okay, I back to the retreat. I think I've been exercised from all these very useless, yeah. Like there were accounts that I watched that were actually not very good, lah. Very
Mm,
materialistic accounts, yeah.
okay.
Not the ones that where they teach you about life philosophies and
Yeah,
life hacks,
yeah,
right? Those ones are very good, and I still look,
yeah.
but not so much as I did before. So I used to, like I told you, I'll do my first half of chores, and then after that, while I'm having my breakfast, I will just sink into TikTok, and it became like a almost like an escape. Yeah.
Mm, mm,
And I realized that because I did that and I spent like more than an hour sometimes, I would have no time to read my reflections. Yeah. And I
mm,
would read my reflections on the fly, like if I'm at the toilet or if I catch like 10 minutes, I would just like quickly skim through. And I realized that I used to use breakfast time to read my
mm,
reflections. And now TikTok has taken over. Yeah. But very funny. After the retreat, I just didn't want to do that anymore.
mm,
I just decided I will go back to reading my
mm,
reflections, clear
mm.
that first. And
Yeah,
then if I have a little bit of time, yeah, I'll look at the ones that teach you
yeah,
good values. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. It's very weird.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's Did you have a like electronic detox when you were doing your retreat?
Okay, everyone had to surrender their phones,
Mm,
but I didn't because I
mm.
said my cat sitter may need to call me for
Okay,
whatever reason. So they made me an exception. Yeah. They
okay.
said just don't use it. I said, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
If she calls, then I'll attend to
yeah.
her.
It's a form of
And I
detox, right?
didn't, yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that was because I had my phone with me. And
Mm,
everyone was like, how come your phone is with you? Yeah.
yeah.
Um I really believe I was exercised.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm,
Because the priest is an exorcist. He prayed a lot over us,
mm,
and there were a lot of prayers that I never heard before,
mm,
and there was a lot of like uh detachment.
mm,
And we came to know like there were all these gaps, even though we were practicing the faith. There are still all these little gaps
mm,
that he will infiltrate, yeah, and just draw you away from God, right? Yeah. And even like modesty,
mm,
you know how I like to dress sometimes in a certain way, right? I love low back, yeah. And on the Monday after retreat, we had already planned a lunch. I had a lunch with some friends, and I had already planned what to wear. Came that day, I just didn't feel like wearing it, and I wore a shirt instead with the same pants that I wanted to wear, and I felt really good about it. And now, like even once in a while, when I think, oh, maybe I'll for that occasion I'll wear it because it's quite appropriate. It's like a resort theme. And I tell myself, no, but you have other resort clothes that are not immodest.
mm,
Yeah, and I've like abandoned that idea.
mm,
And it's
mm.
not because anybody said and like
Yeah.
forced me. It wasn't like one of those mind
Mm,
bending
mm.
cult things. It's just a very subtle.
Naturally, just
Yeah, like
outgrow it.
you say you want to detach, you tell me, okay, I'll make it happen. Almost like
Mm,
that. Yeah.
mm,
Like the power of Jesus, it's like it's amazing. Yeah. Like because he was there with us the whole time. The Blessed Sacrament was never reposed. It
mm,
was in the same room with us throughout the whole weekend. And usually retreats they will repose after adoration, then they'll keep Jesus, right? This one, he was there the whole time.
Mm.
And I feel that maybe he needed to be there, like really
Mm.
present, because it was a very specific sort of retreat. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. A spiritual battle sort of retreat.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I feel I'm quite changed.
Mm.
Yeah. In ways that I would never have imagined. Like, why? What's wrong? As long as I don't wear it to church, what?
Mm.
But I'm thinking, why must you have two wardrobes? I have two wardrobes in that sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not very authentic. Yeah.
Mm.
And yes, you may not have any intention, any bad intention, but someone will make use of your naivete to make someone else sin.
Mm.
And it's he's not gonna appear in a scary form to say, come to me. No.
Yeah.
Satan will
Yeah.
always appear to be the most beautiful, the
Of
most
course.
attractive, even the
Yes.
kindest, if
Yes.
you're not, yeah, right?
Yeah.
The
For
nicest,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's always in plain sight.
correct,
Mm.
yeah. So we we learn all that that
Mm.
it's not your intention.
Mm.
It's how you are actually being used as a pawn. You don't even
Mm.
realize. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Mm.
like what you told your daughter. I remember. Yeah.
Mm.
It's not about you. It's about other people
Mm.
also. Yeah.
Yeah.
They can't handle it. They feel
Yeah.
scandalized. They are weak. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe this very much about people being used as pawns. It's so, because it's so easy. It's very easy.
Yeah.
People are so susceptible to it without,
Correct.
I mean, the
Susceptible.
thing is, they
Yes.
don't even know. That's
Correct.
the thing. That's why it's
Correct. It always seems so
so easy.
harmless.
Yeah.
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 So the little, I mean, of course, we don't go around and rob and kill people, or,
Yeah.
commit adultery. Maybe we don't even gossip, but he will find your weak spots. Like, oh, this one like to dress like that. Okay,
Mm.
yeah, very good, very good. Yeah,
Yeah.
and whatever lah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, we were all given like literal gifts. We had like less salt, less
Mm.
oil, holy water, and it's not just like a normal blessing.
Mm.
It's like exercised. Yeah, chalk. We had less chalk and a whole like folder of different types of prayers
Mm.
for the laity to use. Yeah, yeah, and I learned that you must not address the devil directly.
Mm.
You are not trained in exorcism. You never do that. Yeah,
Mm.
you call on Jesus.
Mm.
You just keep imploring the Lord to
Mm.
help you in whatever, but you do not address this
Mm.
demon. Yeah, correct.
Mm.
Yeah, like I didn't know that.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Do you put salt around your home?
So I've just gotten my little containers that we were told to put four corners of every
Mm.
room.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I haven't filled it up because I just got the containers like yesterday.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah. The salt is very powerful because I do this thing called cleansing of the home. Sometimes people need so I'll do that and then use a lot of salt. Yeah.
Mm.
To do the clearing. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Did I ever share this experience I had with you when I was half asleep and then something was trying to possess me?
Was this when you were away or at home?
Um,
Not the one in KL.
no.
Okay.
This was back in Singapore already. I was
No.
traveling and I came back. So I came back and then in my half sleep state, I was in this I went into this lift and there were two creatures. They were quite ugly and quite demonic looking, yeah. They put something over my head, like a round like a round thing over my head, and it was piercing into my. Physically, I could feel it too.
Crown
Yeah,
of thorns.
yeah, something like that lah. But it didn't look like thorn. Like it looked like, like Wonder Woman, this metal
Okay.
thing over the head, and they put over my head, and they said, to me, I can't remember what they said, but essentially, I told them, I said, you can do whatever you want with me. I'm just gonna keep my focus on God. So literally in a dream, right? I was looking up.
Mm,
I said, I'm keeping my eyes on God. You can do whatever you want to me.
mm,
You can take my body, you can kill me, you can do whatever.
mm,
I'm
mm,
keeping my eyes on God. And they were screaming at me to stop. And I realized that, oh my God, they can do whatever, but what they want is my consciousness, but they
mm.
cannot have it
Your
because
soul. Yeah.
I am the one saying I'm keeping my eyes on God, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I literally, my eyes were like, upward. And then slowly they were screaming and screaming at me. And then slowly they lost power, lost control. They just released. And I felt this peace as I was like, saying I'm keeping my eyes on God. I felt
Mm,
this peace. And I
mm.
woke up. There was a pain, literally pain that lasted for like maybe 24 hours.
Wow.
It was I was like, oh my God, that was like a spiritual warfare, happening. Like they wanted something from me.
The
And I
soul
thought,
lah. Yeah.
yeah, and I thought, oh,
Yeah.
thank God.
Ultimately, it's that one.
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
thank God, and yeah, so for me, it's like these things are very real. They do
Mm,
exist, and
mm,
I think now more and more we see
mm.
it. Yeah, because
Yeah.
the veil between the worlds, the veil is thinning. The veil is being lifted. So that world and our world is becoming much closer than ever. And I think that's why a lot of people are mentally ill, because
Mm,
they don't know how to navigate through
mm,
this, and they fall. Yeah,
mm.
they fall into the
Yeah.
gaps. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's worse when they don't have a spiritual path, they don't have
Mm.
a religious
Yeah.
practice, they don't have anything.
Yeah.
They will fall so easily.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, time is running out.
Mm,
So that's why it's intensifying, right?
yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Very interesting. Very interesting.
I must always remember God is in control.
Yeah.
Yeah. If He's in control, then yeah, it's fine. It's good.
Mm.
Yeah. I just cede control to Him.
Thank you.
Thank you for your sharings.
This has been interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I don't even know how to edit this. There's so many different moving parts, right?
Branches, yeah, branched out into many different areas.